We are going to be solving questions from 2025 JAMB. The first question we're going to be solving is this. Express fourth root of 0.16 in standard form. So we're expected to write this in a standard form and tick our answer. So what we're going to do first, let's write this as 0. Solution 0.16 is all the power of 1 over 4. So fourth root of 0.16 can be written as this. So if we have it as 0.16 all to the power of 1 over 4, which is the fourth root, you can observe that we can actually write this as, usually when we move our decimal point, we'll multiply it by the number of times we move it. Then if we are moving towards the right, it should be times to the negative power of how many times we've moved. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is that, so I want to move it so that we'll have 16. So we'll move it here, 1, we'll move it here, 2, so we'll have 16. We're moving it here to 16.0. But technically, writing 16 is the same thing as writing 16.0 times 10 to the power of, we moved it how many times? Twice. All to the power of 1 over 4. So here is it again. We just rewrote our equation, because if we have fourth root of 0.16, it can be written as this 0.16 all to the power of 1 over 4. That's what fourth root means. So we have not changed anything here. So we decided to move our decimal point so that we could have 16. So we'll count the number of times that we moved it. And if we're moving it towards the right, we multiply it times 10 to the power of minus the times we moved. So we moved 1, 2, which is this, times 10 to the power of minus 2. And this is the same thing as writing 16 times 10 to the power of minus 2 all to the power of 1 over 4. This is the same thing. So, and we recall in our indices, anything that is all to the power of, for instance, if we have a times b all to the power of c, technically what it means is a to the power of c times b to the power of c. So hence we'll apply that here. So now let's apply that here. So we'll have 16 to the power of 1 over 4 times 10 to the power of minus 2 all to the power of 1 over 4. So we actually distributed this 1 over 4 to all was in the bracket. So this is what we'll have. And this 16, we can rewrite it as 2 to the power of 4. Like this, times 10 minus 2 all to the power of 4. So this is what we'll have. Hence, that from indices, we can actually multiply this directly, which is 4 times 1 over 4 is the same thing as 2, because it's going to be to the power of 1, and anything to the power of 1 remains the same, times 10 to the power of minus 2 times 4. We're going to be having what? Minus 1 over 2, because 2 here, 1, 2 here will be 2. So this is what we are left with. So 2 times 10 to the power of minus 2. And in the option, this is the correct one.